Beep. Mr. Nick, the transceiver. Beep. I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal tomorrow? Tell the killer that on guard is gonna betray him. Tell the killer on guard is gonna betray him. That he should work with us instead. My, what is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Tell me please, why are you holding Maya hostage for Mr. On Guard's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Right! Please don't misunderstand things. He's my client. Don't toy with me. A man who hires an assassin is just as much of a killer himself. I believe you were asking me for a reason as to why I'm doing what I am. Yeah. This is what I like to call my aftercare. What the heck is aftercare? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what I called client relations, and it is part of an assassin's duty. An assassin's duty? We were unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. What is your name? I believe I told you once before, however. You did, but my name is the Killer. Shelly the Killer. You're Shelly the Killer? How does he not know? I thought he knew. How does Edgeworth not know? What? We've been talking about him this whole time and you don't know the guy on the radio is the killer? Please keep in mind you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a killer, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain, Maya! It would be my duty as an assassin to see to it she receives a nice long nap. Ah, no! Now then, if you excuse me, if someone were to trace the signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome. That's so stupid. That's so stupid. You needed that to tell you? Look, the moment they figured out that On Guard bought the bear, the whole police department should have been at his house, tearing the place apart, right? Anyway, the cat. What's the cat's name again? Mr. Maya! I don't know what to say. Edgeworth! Did you hear that at the end of that transmission? Huh? Oh, that. It sounded like a cat. It's so stupid. Like, it's funny, but it's so stupid that it's just if it was more believable, it would be great. But like, the joke is kind of ruined by how bad the story is. A cat! It can't be. That cat, can it? You don't need the cat to figure that out. Come on. Come on. Come on. Also, every cat sounds the same. How do you know it's that cat? No, it says no. This it would be really funny if it was plausible, but it's not. What is it? I think I know where Shelly the Killer is holding Maya hostage. Edgeworth, have all police units head for On Guard Mansion immediately. Alright, you hurry over as well then. Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only just begun. Yeah. No, that's so stupid. That is so stupid. Come on. Come on. Who wrote this story? Look, when you're writing a story, I write stories sometimes. And like you go over it over and over again. Like you go like did I miss anything? Like did I contradict myself or anything? Like you just go through it again and again. And you know, after you write it, you think to yourself, okay, this is really clever. Of course, you want to sound clever. You want to be clever. And so you like go over your story over and over again to make sure that you actually are clever. Right? And by the end of writing it, I think to myself, okay, I'm pretty clever. Okay, now I present this to people. I'm just thinking the person who wrote this story, thinking that way, is like, oh yeah, this is really smart. This is really smart. And it's not smart. It's actually not smart at all. Unbelievable. Why would you need the cat to tell you to go to his house? The bear's not enough? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. March 22 on guard mansion living room. Maya! No, don't just go yelling at... What do you... Please answer us, Mr. Maya! We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape. Yeah, he's got someone hostage. He's gonna kill her. Assuming he's still in the area. I can't believe it. That butler. All this time he was the killer. He and Angad were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time. That bear wasn't there before. Oh, it's a figurine of a bear. It's a bomb. But there are lots of cuts in it for some reason. Figurine added to the court record. A wooden bear-shaped figurine that's covered in many cuts. A bear? Isn't that more of a thing for Mr. Corrida? Why would something like this be here? Right, look down. There's a little pet door installed here. Ah, I'm sure that's for Shu. Oh, wait, no, that's the cat scratching post. the cat scratches the bear. I get it. Do you think that this came through that little door? This door, it's locked. Well, I'm pretty used to breaking doors down by now. Let's go, Edgeworth. Nobody move! Ah, there's no one here. From the looks of this room, I would say this is on guard's private lounge. Look at this, right? An antenna. Okay, antennae is plural. Antenna is singular. An antennae for sending and receiving radio signals and a VCR. Check inside the deck. If there's a tape, it would be an important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, it will have the moment the crime was committed recorded on it. I'm sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found. No. But there's no mistake that someone used this to record something. It looks like someone took the tape we're looking for and escaped with it. It's on God's computer. Maya, why couldn't you have used this to get help? Cause she's too dumb. Mr. Nick, where's the power switch? Oh, I get it. So that's what happened. She couldn't find the power switch. It's a very small table. I bet we could barely squeeze 3 pearls on there. But I wouldn't sit on a table to begin with, Mr. Nick. So the photo's gone. What a spacious sofa. I bet 10 pearls will fit on here. I don't think 10 of me would fit, Mr. Nick. There's a little door for Shu in this big door. I'm sure Maya used this door to shove this out there. I'm sure it was her. Every time you give me some piece of evidence, it's always the most crucial piece. This time too, I'm sure. I can't read all the labels, but this is a very large collection of videotapes. Looks like On Guard taped all of his own shows. It's a VCR and an antenna. The footage that the spy camera took at the scene of the crime was beamed here and recorded on tape. If only we had that tape, it would be really helpful. It would have been really helpful. A huge television and speakers loom largely here. the huge television looms largely. I'm sure if Maya saw this, she'd say, I would die a happy samurai fan if I could see Nico Samurai on a TV like this. Well, let's take it. Yeah, that's what she'd say. Heck, I can't believe I just made a joke about Maya, all things considered. Okay, so they're gone, right? He took her and ran, right? We've searched all over, but it looks like he got away. I'm sorry. It looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time. And now we've lost our only lead. Don't give up yet, that little girl is looking to you to be her pillar. Yeah, you're right. We're close, I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us. Alright. Maya! This looks like a picture of Miss Impax. With love, Celeste. Miss Impax, you mean... Yes, Mr. Kurida's former manager. Why would a picture of Miss Impax be here in Mr. On Guard's mansion? And why does it say with love? This might be a clue. Celeste's photo added to the court record. Ah! What is wrong, Pearls? Please let me see that picture frame. Huh? What's so special about the frame? On the back, there's something written on the back of the frame. Maya. It's Mystic Maya, she left us a message. Nani? I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Now listen up, you better get On Guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slimebagger not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Pearly, you are there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's gotta watch out for the helpless hunk. Helpless lunk, I mean. That's it for now, Nick. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Alright, bye. That's... No! Missing Maya! Sobbing! Right! What's wrong? Why the blank stare? Oh, nothing. We've searched the house and this is the last room. It looks like he eluded us. Edgeworth! Yes? As far as clues go, I think this is about all I'm going to get. But I'm still short one last thing. And what is that? Yeah, I know. I know. Thanks, game. Thanks for telling me that. Miss Andrews' Psyche Lock. If I could just find out what secret she's holding, then I think I stand a chance in court tomorrow. To blow this case wide open and expose the truth. Ew. No, don't explode. Don't blow or expose anything, please. I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Thanks, Edgeworth. Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last lock. Exposed! March 22, detention center. The visitor's room. Good evening, Mr. Wright. Prepare to be exposed! What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews, I have come to remove your psychic... She doesn't know anything about that. What are you doing? Why are you telling her that? Psyche lock? I want to know, and you will tell me, your secret. Expose yourself to me, Miss Andrews. Fine, go ahead. Try to break me if you can. You. Ew. Why frame him? Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. On Guard for the murder? I've already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. On Guard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge. So you're saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? What an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There is something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. Maybe you should show the photo. Celeste! There is only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings and even revenge. And that is Miss Impax's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who's hid her suicide note was also Juan. What does all this have to do with Matt? You're right, you haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. On Guard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Miss Impax and her suicide. Can you explain to me this relation between Celeste and Max? And Matt, I mean. Photo. This is a photo of Miss Impax, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though. With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impax's handwriting, isn't it? Where did you find this? No, that's alright. It was a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is. I found this at Mr. On Guard's mansion. And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed. Wait, what's your secret? Celeste, she was supposed to get married to Juan. Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out. Because Mr. Corrida didn't want to get married to her anymore, right? Yes, because of Matt. Because of Mr. On Guard? What do you mean? I think I can see where this is going. Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together. So that's why. With love, Celeste is written on the frame of that picture. They were a couple, weren't they? It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used. Toyed with until she was thrown away. That's so horrible. Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that is where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good match that they were even planning to get married. And then, it was suddenly called off. On the night Juan called their marriage off, Celeste, she killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and for myself. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste, so... I see, so that's what happened. But, then why did Mr. Corrida have to call off the wedding? I don't understand at all. It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Yeah, exactly. Worthless male pride. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on Juan. He was aiming for when it would hurt Juan the most. Why would that hurt Juan? I don't know. What? What? Your girlfriend is not allowed to have previous boyfriends? Is that what? Why would that hurt anyone? Why would that hurt anyone? I don't get it. It's so stupid. That's so stupid. Unbelievably stupid. Poor Miss Impax. that wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds, and so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then, when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note. But why would he do that? It's simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon against Matt, and it would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case, with his pride hurt, Juan sought revenge. That's so stupid. Why'd you break up with her? Why'd you break up with her? You care about your pride more than your fiance? What is this? Revenge! There is that word again. Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note. At a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. Who cares how much damage it causes? Jesus, people. And that was at the press conference after the stage show. I know all about it because I heard it from Juan. It was so I could find out about all this that I drew close to Juan to begin with. They are quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? They're complete idiots. I mean, one of them's dead, the other one's gonna spend his life in prison. They're complete morons. Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. Yeah, one of them's dead already. The other one is gonna get what's coming to him too. That night when I found Juan's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I had even bought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note, and that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring to them my own kind of cruel revenge. You should have just left it. If he's guilty, he's guilty. What, you think? Well, maybe the police wouldn't have found out. Celeste was killed by those two monsters. So when I stabbed Juan's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. Okay. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. You were their manager. You had to deal with them day to day. You think I have a foul profession? Thank you very much for your time and for talking with me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway. I can't sleep either, not with my situation, or with what I know now. Alright, that's the end of the investigation. And again, like, we have no idea what we're gonna do at the trial, right? Like this, the player has no agency, the player has no control over the story at all. See you next time.